How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
So, welcome to the Wellness and Wahala podcast. And for those of you tuning in for the first time, Wahala in Nigerian Pidgin English means issues and problems. So, we give you great public health tips on how to overcome various Wahala. And I have a special guest today. Thank you for joining us.
You're most welcome.
Her name is Sadia Anjum Ashrafi, and she is from Bangladesh. And she has a bachelor's in pharmacy, also a master's in pharmacy, and a master's in public health. So, a very smart, correct person. And she's currently doing her PhD, her doctorate, at the Department of Community Health at the University of Illinois, my alma mater in Urbana-Champaign. And she's conducting research, and she'll talk to you more about the research that she's working on, renal and cardiovascular disease research in the laboratory, and she's under the supervision her mentor, Dr. Kenneth Wilund. So I want you to talk. Just give us an overview of some of the things that you're working on right now. And thank you so much once again for joining the podcast show, Wellness and Wahala.
Oh, thank you so much. So right now, as you told that I work in renal and cardiovascular disease research laboratory in the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. So my lab mainly works with people suffering from chronic kidney disease. Especially, we are focused more on people going through dialysis, especially hemodialysis. So we try to do some interventions on this on this population so that we can improve their quality of life and reduce their mortality. So that's what we do.
Nice. So that brings me to my first question. What is the demographics? Are a lot of minorities affected more with chronic kidney disease, and what are the risk factors?
Okay, in that case, I think I want to tell there are a lot of risk factors, but two major risk factors are diabetes and hypertension. So people who suffer more on diabetes or hypertension, so they are more prone to have chronic kidney disease. And also, if someone has chronic kidney disease in his family, so that people is also more prone to have this disease. In fact, as you told, certain ethnic groups or race are more prone to have this disease. For an example, African Americans are more prone to have chronic kidney disease than Caucasians. So yeah.
So, and that brings me to the importance of screening. So if you know that that you're African American, or you are at high risk, meaning that you have a history of chronic kidney disease in your family, or diabetes or hypertension, that you should, even before you get diagnosed, you shouldn't wait. I think if you have a history, isn't it good to try to get screening early, to be able to diagnose it early, so you can try to even prevent some of the chronic tragic things that can happen if you diagnose too late?
Yes, I think you told it right. So the most problematic thing of chronic kidney disease is that the symptoms are quite non-specific. It means that the symptoms are quite similar to the symptoms of other diseases.
Okay.
So it's very hard in early stages to tell that if the patient is suffering from chronic kidney disease or not. And kidney has a special capability to adapt or compensate with its lost function. So in most of the cases, the signs and symptoms are appeared when it's already very late and it's already significant damage in kidney. But still, I think there are a few tests which are done for diagnosis of chronic kidney disease.
Okay.
For an example, I think blood pressure reading and urine test, and another test is EGFR test, like the full form is estimated glomerular filtration rate test. So these are some tests which one can do for the earlier diagnosis of chronic kidney disease.
Okay. And of course, you said some pre-existing conditions like diabetes and hypertension. So also trying to make sure if you have those pre-existing conditions, to make sure that you're taking the right treatment. So what type of treatment options are available for like end stage kidney disease, that are available for people that have it?
Okay, I think, yeah, like at first, a little bit talk about the early stage of chronic kidney disease. So,
Okay.
if it is diagnosed earlier, in that case, the physicians try to treat the risk factors, like if it is possible. For an
Okay.
example, if the patient is diabetic, in that case, controlling the diabetes or blood sugar level, and if the patient is hypertensive, in most of the cases they're hypertensive, so in
Mm-hmm.
that case controlling their hypertension. So the doctors try to treat that thing in the early stages, but oftentimes it is diagnosed at very late stages, when the kidney is supposed to stop working. So that stage we call end stage kidney disease. So in that case, there are three available treatment options. So one is peritoneal dialysis,
Okay.
another is hemodialysis, and the third one is the transplantation. So the peritoneal dialysis is something, is a method when a dialysis solution is introduced in the peritoneal cavity, and the solution absorbs the waste products from the body, and then the solution is drawn out from the body. And hemodialysis one is a very widely spread one. A lot of people use that, and in hemodialysis,
Mm-hmm.
there is an artificial external machine called dialyzer. So all the blood of human body is pulled from the body and sent to the dialyzer, and the dialyzer, it filters all the waste products from the blood and the excess amount of water from the blood, and then the purified blood is also then sent to the body again. And
Yes. So it's a purifier, like a purifier.
yes, kind of
Okay.
like a purifier. And the third one is transplantation, as I told, like the transplanting kidney. So a lot of people desire for that, but the problem
Mm-hmm.
of this option is that getting an appropriate donor is really hard in that case. So yeah.
Ooh, yes. So that leads me to my next one, especially because I know a lot of people in my family or friends or family that have had, um, this type of disease. And I wanted you to talk about like some of the complications of like hemodialysis treatment.
Yeah, there are a lot of complications in hemodialysis treatment. So like firstly, what actually kidney do. I know a lot of people know about the function of kidney. So kidney, like what it does, that it filters all the waste products from the body and the excess amount of water from the body, and excretes through urine from the body.
Mm-hmm.
As a result, our body works properly. But when there is chronic kidney disease, at that time kidney gradually loses its function, and when people comes in dialysis, in that time kidney kind of stops its whole function. So
Mm.
um, like all the waste products remains within our body, and all the excess amount of fluid remains in our body. Whatever we drink, kind of it remains with our body. So these are the thing happens. Yeah. So these are
Wow.
the so it's really very bad thing. So what happens that as it cannot excrete all the toxins and the waste products from the body, so our body develops a lot of toxins. As a result, we have, like, the patients have disease like gout, anemia, hypertension, metabolic acidosis, which is an electrolyte disorder. So these types of problems happen. And as the kidney cannot excrete the excess amount of water from the body, so like kind of it accumulates water. So there is water everywhere within the body. So there is water inside the tissue, on the spaces around cells, kind of everywhere. So like the body becomes fluid overloaded. And so when the body becomes fluid overloaded, it increases the blood pressure of patients, and also like it gives an extra stress on heart. As a result, heart cannot pump properly, and heart start like damaging. And whenever like patient is suffering from fluid overload for a long period of time, in that case the heart become enlarged, and that like like it becomes bigger, kind of,
Yes,
because
yes. I've heard about the heart enlargement, but I didn't know how it was linked. So yes, so when the kidney it breaks down, it starts affecting the heart. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yes, like it's really kind of weird thing. When I also first time knew about that, I was surprised.
Yes.
So when the heart enlargement happen, it increases the risk of heart attacks. And also, as I told, high blood pressure, it is a very big problem in these patients. And these patients also like feel fatigue, cramping, malnutrition. And there is one more important thing I want to tell. So the dialysis patients also face mineral and bone disorder, which is another type of disease. So the reason why they develop this, because like as their kidney cannot function properly, so when they are having high amount of phosphorus, it remains within the body, and this high amount of phosphorus causing this disorder. And it is a reason behind a lot of mortality in these patients. And also, yeah, and like another thing called vascular calcification. I think if you have heard about that.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I think you have heard about that. So in this disease, like the blood vessels are calcified. Calcium is deposited in the blood vessels, and arteries become stiff, and it is also a large cause of cardiovascular death. So all these problems happen. Yep.
So wow. So that leads me to at least a more positive point of what can people do when they do have this, as far as like self-care management, nutrition, and if possible, some of them that are very bad, if they're lucky and they're able to get like a kidney match and get a kidney transplant. So some of them, I know there are some positive cases of people surviving, but it takes a lot of work. So can you talk about like the self-care management and the nutrition of people that have this type of chronic kidney disease?
Yeah, sure. Thank you for asking a very important question. The thing is that, do you want to know about the self-care management of the dialysis or the early stages also?
Both.
Okay, thank you. So I think in cases of the early stages of chronic kidney disease, I tell that people should have control over their blood pressure,
Okay.
and they should have control over their blood glucose level. They should limit their sodium consumption, and for a healthy population, it should be less than 2,000 milligram.
Okay.
They should exercise, and they should keep their body weight in control,
Okay.
and they should have medications as prescribed,
Okay.
and overall cooperating with the physician and healthcare team.
Okay.
And this is for the early stages of chronic kidney, like this is for the patients who are suffering from the early stages of chronic kidney disease.
Okay.
But like for the patients who are suffering from the end stage of chronic kidney disease, or for the hemodialysis patients, I think like it is much more restricted. So they should limit their sodium content to less than 1,500 milligram.
Okay.
Whereas in the healthy population, it is less than 2,000 milligram, as I told earlier.
Yes.
So and the reason behind is that because if like high sodium content induces thirst, and this
okay.
yeah I don't know, like I think that as you have family members in your family, you can realize, you can imagine those things, like pretty much.
Yes.
You can find that dialysis patients are often telling that they are thirsty, like because it's a very big complications for these patients. Most of the time they're thirsty because they're really on a very strong fluid restricted diet. Yes. So whenever they're having high sodium consumption, this thirst increased a lot, and they cannot stop they cannot resist drinking water, and it increases their fluid overload a lot. And as I discussed earlier about the problems related to fluid overload, that this fluid overload causes mortality in these patients. So that is one issue, and I think they should definitely listen to their dietitian.
Okay.
And they should limit their phosphorus contents too, because as I told, that phosphorus content causes mineral and bone disorder.
Okay. Okay.
And they should also limit their potassium content. And I think, like, overall, I would advise them to avoid unprocessed food. Avoid processed food and have unprocessed food.
Some more organic fruits and vegetables.
No, it's different.
It's different.
No.
Okay.
Yes. So organic is quite different.
Okay.
So I think processed food means the food you find on package, where
canned foods and
canned
frozen
food
and all that. Okay.
No, frozen food is not bad, but
it's not bad. Okay.
It's not that
but like
bad.
The canned pre-processed foods.
Yes.
Okay.
So the canned food contains a lot of preservatives. So if you're having food that is containing a lot of preservative, so this type of processed food, for an example, lunch meat, then sausage, hopefully, then maybe cold cuts. So these types of foods are processed food, where a lot of preservatives and additives are added. So these types of foods are really bad for these patients.
Okay.
So they should avoid processed food and canned food, rather than they should have fresh unprocessed food, like fresh tomato. Avoid canned tomato, just have fresh tomato, I think, or avoid cold cut, just have fresh meat, something like that,
Okay. And most of them, they'll have a care plan, diet nutrition plan that they would have to follow, a strict plan, basically.
Yes, but yeah, they have to follow a strict plan, but the most important thing is that as these patients don't know about the importance of having unprocessed food, though they are following the strict plan, they are not physically healthy because they don't
Mm,
know that they cannot eat canned food.
okay.
They're having canned food, they're having processed food, and it is affecting their body because this canned food contain a lot of sodium. This canned food
Yes.
contain a lot of phosphorus,
Yes.
and like the phosphorus is present in dairy products too, but
Yes. Yeah.
those phosphorus are not as harmful as the phosphorus which is present in the canned food, in the
Yes.
additive. So
So that's a
so
key point. So not knowing, that processed foods are a big issue. And then even
Mhm.
also, you know, even eating out. Like I know some relatives, in-laws, not, that basically even eating outside, like they don't necessarily eat outside because they don't know if the restaurant is preparing meals with some processed food, so it's safer. It was actually one of the people in my family. It was my aunt's uncle. I mean, my aunt's husband, which is, I call him uncle, even though he's an in-law, but he passed recently. But, he was really picky about his food. Like he doesn't eat outside. My aunt cooks the food, or maybe his sister's like a relative, but, he doesn't eat out because he doesn't know what they process or what they use, or the rest, how it's prepared.
Yes,
Right. That's
yes.
not that's not under your control, but at least what you prepare in your house
Mm-hmm.
is more under your control. So things like that too. So he was very picky about eating outside.
I think you will be surprised to know that like I like when I first came to know about this issue, I was also surprised. So do you know about the sausage? So like the sausage, like one sausage contain kind of 650 milligram of what's it called, like sodium.
Wow.
Just think, if
Yeah.
someone is having three sausage, they
Yeah.
cannot have more,
Nothing
like,
else basically.
yeah, sodium, yeah,
Yeah.
just that is their, their whole sodium limit is full if the patient
Right.
is dialysis patient.
Right.
So just think about those things, like we didn't know about all those things. But if you are just avoiding sausage, in that case, if you're having fresh meat, maybe like you can have you have more option to eat,
Mm-hmm.
but still you are going to be healthy.
Right.
You can add
Exactly.
a bit salt on that, it's not a very big problem in that case. But if you're having sausage, in that case, if for your other meal you cannot have anything.
Right. Right. Oh, I didn't know. To see, so that's
And
why it's good to have experts like you to give people information, because and that's where the wahala comes in. A lot of people face a lot of wahalas, which is issues and problems, because of lack of information, and knowledge. Like I didn't even know some of the things that you pointed out, and just preventive methods, just not just for chronic kidney disease, but there's a lot of associated other diseases, cancer and cardiovascular disease, that having a healthy diet, and if you're obese and you're not exercising, like it leads to other mortalities. So having a healthy diet, and watching your nutrition and what you eat, especially if you have pre-existing conditions that run in your family, like cardiovascular or hypertension or diabetes, or kidney, that nutrition and exercise and just a lot of these self-care management tools that you talked about is very important. But it's cross-cutting, not just for this disease. I think is for a lot of chronic diseases.
yes, and I would love to tell about one information which patients can keep in mind whenever they are choosing their food. For an example,
Okay.
everyone is surprised to know that like um, they should have a low sodium food, but they don't know how to choose a low sodium food. So in that
Mm-hmm.
case, just read the label. So just if you find that the calorie content is like higher than the sodium content, in that case that is a low sodium food and you can have that. And if you feel that the calorie content is lower than the sodium content per serving size, in that case you feel that you have to understand that that is a high sodium food and you should avoid it.
Okay, that is a
That
good
is
tip. So basically, making sure, and I do that now, but I didn't know that before. But even for like my daughter, I just say, we always look at the back of each of the things that we're buying, the ingredients, and knowing, how much sodium, how much sugar, and things like that are not really too good for us.
yes.
So to understand that, but just like you said, the calorie size, like if it's less than the overall, but if it's higher, then we probably should stay away. So that is a very, very key point. So are there any other problems that you wanted to discuss about hemodialysis patients and what they face?
Yeah, like pretty much I discussed about everything. So mostly
Yes.
the biggest problem of them is their quality of life. They have very low quality of life. They have high mortality. They have depression. So that is a very big problem in these patients.
Ah. So
Yeah,
mental
because
health. So are a lot of them referred to like mental health and psychiatrists for support?
in dialysis clinic, they worker.
Okay.
So in that case, the social worker works with them so that they can overcome depression and their mental health issues also.
Okay.
So, but like my lab is doing some work to reduce their depression. So yeah, we are doing
That's
some
good.
intervention.
Can you talk
Yes.
more about that? How your lab is working on that?
Yes, like we are doing a VR, like a virtual reality based study.
Mm-hmm.
So we are like seeing if a virtual reality based study can reduce these patients' depression level and can make them physically more active. So we are looking at that. Um, and also, like as I told you before, that our lab does a lot of works which can improve their physical function and improve their quality of life. So yeah, and yeah.
Nice, nice. Well, thank you so much for sharing all these great facts and advice to avoid Wahala when it comes to chronic kidney disease and also hemodialysis. So, how can people reach? They wanted to contact you for more questions.
Okay, I think they can email me. So I told
Okay.
that if someone is really interested to know more about what my lab is, like what my lab
Yes.
does, and
Yes.
like about the interventions of our lab, or wanted to talk with me about dialysis or chronic kidney disease, they are more than welcome. So they can email me in my two email addresses. So I can give my two email addresses. So one is
Okay.
my institutional email address. So that is ashrafi3 at illinois.edu. So ASHRAFI3 at illinois.edu.
Okay.
And another is ashrafi trisha at gmail.com. So it is ASHRAFI at gmail.com. And another one is like my Facebook. So anyone can reach me through my Facebook.
Okay.
And they can search me writing my name. So my full name is Sadia Anj, J for January,
Yes.
UM Anjum, and Ashrafi, Ashrafi. Sadia Anjum Ashrafi. Yep.
Thank you. Thank you, Sadia. It was an honor and a pleasure to have you on the Wellness and Wahala podcast. And I would like to leave everybody with an African
Thank you,
proverb
Tommy.
of the week. Thank you. And the African proverb says, health is a relationship between you and your body. Once again, the African proverb says, health is a relationship between you and your body. So we need to, do our part to get the right information. And Sadia has provided us with valuable information that you can help yourself or even help others within your network, friends and family that are in high risk of getting this chronic kidney disease. So thank you once again, Sadia. And I wish everybody no wahala this week. Thank you.
Thank you for having me, Tommy. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.